Welcome to AdventureSphere. This channel is dedicated to missing people who are missing with a vehicle. In the process of creating this database, we are creating a volunteer sonar search and recovery dive team to search for the people featured on our channel. Our services are free of charge. We ask you to consider subscribing, watch our content, and help spread awareness of our endeavor. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can be reached by dialing or texting 988 or 1-800-273-8255. Calls are free and confidential. Every year, over 600,000 individuals go missing in the United States, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Person System. While many are quickly found and returned to their families, others remain missing as years pass by. This is Deanna's story. Deanna K. Brooks, then 70, is missing from Santa Cruz, California. Her last date of contact was Friday, August 24th, 2012, when her neighbor saw Deanna as she was leaving for San Diego. The neighbor feeds Deanna's cat. Deanna was embarking on a 500-mile, 9-hour drive to her niece's home to celebrate Deanna's mom's 90th birthday. Deanna was driving her gold four-door 2003 Chrysler PT Cruiser with California license plates 5EEV387. The license plates expired in 2012. Both the passenger and the driver's sides of the car have damage from accidents. Deanna is diabetic and prone to seizures when her blood glucose or blood sugar becomes dangerously low. Deanna occasionally has mild bouts of forgetfulness brought on by her medication. She does not have dementia. Deanna also uses a walker. Deanna works as an antiques dealer at Attila's Antiques at 2630 Sokol Drive in Santa Cruz. Deanna is known to visit similar shops and flea markets. She may have stopped in Santa Barbara on her way to San Diego. Deanna's family has a Facebook page dedicated to her recovery. The page states that Deanna likes the Alameda Point Antiques Fair and Echo Antiques. Deanna lived on Berkeley Way. It's a short street in the middle of town, and it does not cross over any intersections. She is the mother of 2 sons. The elder one is Sterling. Her younger son is Taylor Flynn. So Sterling and Taylor Flynn are brothers, and their sister is her daughter, Sarah. I am sorry to say that Deanna's eldest, Sterling Flynn, passed away just last month on February 23rd, 2023. I believe in death we learn the answers to life's mysteries, and if she isn't waiting for her other children in eternal life, that Sterling will guide us to find his mom. Deanna also has 8 grandchildren at last count. Deanna's son Taylor shared that he saw his mom in the days before she disappeared. They went out to eat at a Chinese restaurant on Wednesday evening on Pacific Avenue. He then stopped by her place again on Thursday the 23rd when he fixed her printer for a greeting card job that she was stressed out about. He also checked the oil level in her car. It sounded that her gas tank was full, and since there was no changes... It sounded that her gas tank was full, and since there was no other charges on her bank account or credit cards, such as from a gas station or food, that she must be closer to home, within a tank's gas gallon mileage. I thought it a bit interesting that she spoke with a friend at 1:30 a.m. about this greeting card job. Did the late night lend itself to lack of sleep and possibly drowsy driving? Taylor also said that his mom had a list of to-dos. I assume that they were tasks that she wanted to complete before she left for her mom's 90th birthday party. The neighbor who feeds her cat said she saw Deanna at 5:30 p.m., but the article didn't say if she saw Deanna on Thursday night or Friday night. When Taylor saw his mom last, it was Thursday at 11 a.m. Was Deanna okay to drive at night? If she left at 5:30 p.m., she would be driving for several hours in the dark. I'm in my 40s, and I'm even scaling back my night driving. Taylor lived in South Lake Tahoe. It's about a 4-hour drive to Santa Cruz, where his mom lived. Taylor left his mom's sometime on Thursday night. That may make it sound more likely that Deanna left at 5:30 p.m. on Friday evening, and the break in the driving suggested by her kids would be an overnight stay somewhere along the route. The drive to Santa Barbara from her home takes about 4.5 hours. And a thing about California stores, I lived in 3 different regions of California, hours from each other, and all the stores would close between like 9 and 10 p.m. It was crazy to me because here in Minnesota, the grocery stores, gas stations, they're open 24/7 when you're in like a metro area. Even the gas stations, they'll stay open all night in rural areas. So that was a culture shock to me. With that being said, would she have spent the night in Santa Barbara, stopped at whatever antique store first thing in the morning, refueled her car, then get back on the road? But if she was worried about arriving late, I'd think she wouldn't want to deal with the traffic in Los Angeles on a weekend. Sterling did do an aerial search in San Luis Obispo, though, so if we can't find her in areas that Taylor was worried about, we should look between San Luis Obispo and Conception Point. Taylor wrote a piece about his mother's disappearance where he searched and areas that concerned him. These areas are in no particular order. There's coastal areas where oak trees can block the views from the road. This reminds me of the Donald Hightower case from Georgia. The search and recovery teams sonared the water multiple times. In the end, Don was found almost a year to the date later when he went missing, and he was discovered by a hunter in the woods. He wasn't feeling great that day, and family believe he had some sort of a medical crisis during the 1-mile drive back to his home. I made a couple of videos of Don's case, and you can find them in the AdventureSphere YouTube channel library. 2, as you're coming out of Santa Cruz, the next big towns you encounter are Watsonville and Castroville. They both have connector roads from the PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, Highway Route 1. So from the PCH to Highway 101, which is what Deanna usually took when heading south to her mom's. Taylor has walked most of the areas where he discovered tire tracks and areas that needed guardrails. He didn't find her at the time. If she cut through Watsonville, the first big town, she would take the 129 through the canyon. The road follows the Pajaro River. It looks shallow and dry in areas, but there could be a deep hole that she might be in. I'm curious if Taylor walked both sides of the road. If her blood sugar crashed and she suffered a seizure, her car may have crossed traffic that was heading westbound on 129 and end up on the opposite side of the road in the ditches there somewhere. If Deanna cut through the southern town of Castroville on Highway 156, it is pretty straight. There's one area that is possible she could have, that could be searched on foot if her car went off the embankment. Again, on the north side, that would be heading west. And then there's another wooded area as you come into Salinas to catch the 101 south. The 101 is also a blessing to search areas. The Salinas River was dry at the 101 overpass on the northbound direction and shallow on the south. But if she went in, I would think that she would have been found by any observer looking over the bridge. The Salinas River gets crossed again in Soledad, but that looks rather shallow there as well. There's a third area, but I didn't think it was likely. But initially, I want to stay as close to the 5-mile rule as possible and then just work our way south. I do have some questions for her family or friends if any of them see this. I'm curious as to what all was on her to-do list. Did she work on Friday? If she did, what time did she get off of work? Did she need to drop anything off anywhere? The greeting card job, did she drop that off at the post office before she left? Did she pick up prescriptions anywhere? Did she return any movies anywhere? Did she have any doctor visits on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Did she start any new medications that month, or were any of her medications dosages adjusted? And then where did her cell phone actually ping last? I know the signals bounce off the mountains, but if we can find out what those coordinates are, it would really help us out. Let's see here. What other places did she like to frequent? Did she put any time off requests in at work or her resignation? Did she volunteer anywhere, attend any churches? What types of hobbies did she have and social groups did she belong to? Perhaps a card club? Would she prefer to go out or stay home? Is she an early bird or a night owl? Did she give any possessions away in the month or two before she disappeared? Does she prefer driving on the main roads or back roads? Is she accustomed to driving at night? Did the police department or the sheriff's office check the license plate readers? Did she put any calls into AAA, her mechanic, or her car insurance provider within a day or two of going missing? Was she diagnosed with a bladder infection or a urinary tract infection within the 3 days of going missing? How long has it been since she was down to San Diego last? Is she still accustomed to driving the long distances? Did she have any recent head traumas? How recent was her last seizure that she had? And then what was the place of her last verified financial transaction? Was it the Chinese restaurant or some other place? The places I'm going to share next are shared with my blessing, so Deanna can be reunited with her family, regardless who higher powers work through. The description box has her email address if you'd like to share insight on any cold case, know someone missing with a vehicle and would like them featured on our channel and searched for, or to donate equipment. We search within 5 miles of their last known location and within 5 miles of their destination. If we know, does she stop at any certain gas stations all the time, or does she have a brand loyalty? We could look at areas around gas stations as well. She might have, no, I was thinking if she pulled into a gas station to rest, if she maybe walked around to the side of the building for any reason, I don't know. Maybe there's a bathroom there that she could use if she needed to do that. But yeah, accidents tend to happen closer to home in places where they stop, so we want to keep that in mind. Santa Cruz has a small craft harbor at Woods Lagoon. I'm wondering if she would have, when she left Berkeley Drive or Avenue, whatever it was, did she take a right and head down closer into town along the coast, or did she turn left to get onto the PCH? There's also the San Lorenzo River, and Watsonville is about 15 miles, so we could look along that road. I'd mentioned earlier that about 1,600 people go missing every day in the United States. Your donation brings closures to family with missing loved ones, including Deanna, by helping us secure equipment and getting us to locations all around the United States where missing people may be found using cutting-edge sonar technology. When we sonar, we can either recover their lost family member for them, or we can at least tell them that we know their missing loved one is not here, or here. Our mobile unit is able to assist families and small towns that need this high-end sonar equipment and diving services. and we can also assist large cities as adjunct professionals. We help families, area government, environmental cleanup efforts, and other public safety entities free of charge. When you donate to AdventureSphere, you ensure that volunteers can continue to locate people who have lost their voice. Thank you for whatever support you can give us. If you'd like to help Deanna's family find her, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell to receive progress reports. I'm going to let the video play out another 4 minutes so you can see the entire search area if you're interested. If you see something I missed, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember that we love you.